Hey ones, this is the Motorola Edge 2023. This is the non-plus version. This is their mid-tier phone, not their top-tier phone. Right now it is on sale for Black Friday, pre-Black Friday sales for only $350 here in the US. Normally it's like 600 bucks on their website, Motorola's website. I would say right now for 350 bucks, it is worth it. For $600, it is not worth it. So a few quick specs here. 256 gigabytes of storage, 8 gigabytes of RAM, and it has a MediaTek 7030 in it, which seems to be an okay processor for this phone. This thing is hit the right button there. This thing is super duper thin. It is made of, on the back here is vegan leather. It looks really cool. It feels amazing in the hands. I mean, this thing feels really, really nice, and how thin it is, it just feels awesome. It has these really cool lenses as well, cameras. One is 50 megapixel, the other one is 13 megapixel ultra wide, and it also has, well, of course you have your flash, and it also does have your macro lens on here as well, which works incredibly well. Overall, this is probably my favorite looking phone that has come out in a long time, and feeling phone as well with this vegan leather. It just feels and looks awesome. This has a OLED display on it, a bit over 400 ppi display, full HD plus display is what Motorola calls it. It is a very nice looking display. Absolutely no issues with this display in my opinion. This thing looks really, really nice. The display is awesome. And if we go into our settings here, we can see different display refresh rates. You have auto, which will go up to 120 hertz. Then you even have up to 144 hertz refresh rate, which is very, very high. I mean, a lot of phones these days have up to 120, and then this has up to 144. So refresh rate is awesome. I just keep mine on auto. Talk about battery real fast. It has a 4400 milliamp hour battery. For me, I'm not a heavy user, so it will last me all day. But it is definitely smaller than a lot of other phones out there that now have like 5,000 milliamp batteries in them. And this is a 6.6 inch display. So again, to me, the battery is just fine. But if you are a crazy power user, you might have some issues getting through the day with it because it is a little bit on the small side. Next, let's talk about its speed, its power here. We'll just do a quick internet browsing test. So going to bestbuy.com. My internet is pretty fast. It's usually, I don't know, like 400 or 500 megabytes per second download. So this phone is awesome. It actually does have the Wi-Fi 6E on it as well, which I did not expect on this price range of a phone. So it does have that if you have that and you can utilize it. We can see here for web browsing, nice and quick. No issues with web browsing. Next we'll do a quick game. This is one area, this is probably about the only area that I have issues with this phone is going to be for gaming. So I'll let this load on in here. This is Monster Hunter now. This will be on the lowest graphics settings it can be on. And so it loads in actually rather quick. Like that's not an issue. My issue is it does have a bit of lag. I'm not going to show off here because there's no big monsters. But when you are facing a big monster and you defeat said big monster, it actually has quite a bit of lag to it. Or also if you fail to defeat big monster and it, well, I guess runs away, flies away, whatever, it will have some issues. So actually I can show it off here with this Legiana that I cannot defeat. So we'll go show off this little thing. So again, no issues with the little video. For the most part, there's no issues while actually facing the monsters. Unless you were sitting here for a little bit and playing it, or you were doing other things before you started playing the game, you will actually have some lag as well. As you can see there, there's a little bit of lag. During the fight, it is not the worst thing. I just got defeated there. I'm going to hit retire, and we'll see if it will lag out here. Alright, went back into it. I cannot defeat this thing. This is what I'm talking about. You get major lag at different times. Usually when the fight ends, or if you've been playing a game for a little bit, you will have some lag. Or you're doing other things before playing said game. So that is one field where this is not going to be the best phone, is if you want to do gaming. It just doesn't perform all that great, especially if you're someone that sits there for a while gaming on your phone. You're going to have some issues. Next, we'll quickly talk about the camera that is on here. I am not a professional photographer by any means. I mostly use my phones for actually making, well, YouTube videos. For videos, for photos, I think for the average person, this thing is going to be fantastic. They look really nice to me. You even have a macro lens on here, which not all phones do. And this thing can get crazy, crazy close to objects and still look really well. I mean, even on this outer box, I can see like all the textures through this camera. So that is awesome. You can go out to 0.5 times, or you can zoom in to 8 times. So I think this, for the average person, is going to be awesome. This is a very nice looking camera, in my opinion at least. Again, I'm not professional, but I would say very, very good cameras that are on this phone. Next, quickly, we want to talk about Motorola does have some really cool features on it. The only one that I really use, well, there's two of them. One is a quick look. So if you have something down here, you can click on it, and it will pop, like give an email or something when you are on the lock screen here. You'll click on it, and it'll kind of pop up a little message showing you what it is quickly. Another thing that I find really cool is double chop, and it turns on your LED flash. So it turns on your flashlight even when your screen is off. That is very cool. There's a whole bunch of other features as well on this phone. So one more thing I want to talk about quickly is going to be cases. So if you look up cases on Amazon, you'll most likely find 1 billion cases for the Plus version of the Edge 2023. You will not find many of the Edge 2023 non-Plus version cases. I think I found a total of 4 cases for it. Well, 3 plus this one. One is the Motorola case from Motorola itself. That is like $30 here in the US. It is just a see-through, pretty basic silicone case. Again, $30, so you can get that one. Then they have 2 other ones on Amazon that were like around $10 each or so. They actually look pretty decent. Problem with them was it was going to be like a month and a half, 2 months before they even got shipped to me, which is crazy. Most things on Amazon will be there in like a day, that same day or a day or 2 later. Then they have this case, which is for the Motorola Edge 40, which is basically the same phone with a little bit of a different design to it. That is not sold here in the US as far as I know. It does fit the Edge 2023, but the button layout is just a tiny bit different. So when this case is on and you press any of these buttons, it doesn't always register because it's just this much off. It's just like a millimeter off from the actual layout. So case-wise, there's not a whole lot of options. But if you were to get the Plus version, the more expensive version of the Edge Plus, there are a crazy amount of cases. But for the Edge 2023, not too many options. And then lastly, again, let's talk about pricing here. So right now, Black Friday, $350 on sale. If you are not someone who's going to be gaming on it, I think this is an excellent option for you. This is a nice big phone. Does not weigh a lot, even though it is 6.6 inches. Again, it feels awesome, and it looks awesome. This is probably my favorite looking phone. At normal price, $600, not worth it, I would not say. There are other better phones out there for that price. For $350, you need a phone, not for gaming, I would say pick this thing up. It is a good option for you. $600, pass. There are better options that are even cheaper. Yeah, thank you all for watching. Let me know what you think. Hope you all have a good one. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.